Hey everyone, Coach Wheeler here, hurdles coach at Indiana Tech. I've got another video out of the chop step. I talked specifically about it before in another video, in a previous video, with one of my hurdlers, and that was wrapping her leg around the hurdle because she was too close to the hurdle. We needed to develop a chop step for her so she could just drive the knee and then cast at the stick. I've got another girl that I've been working with that has had the same issue. She doesn't wrap her leg, but she vaults over the top, or she floats on top of the hurdle because her hips are too high. And the reason why her hips are too high is because uh, when she her step before her hips cross the hurdle, is she's too close, and when she drives that foot down, her hips have to accelerate. This is this is the stick here, and her hips have to accelerate in this direction because she's too close to the hurdle, and ideally want the hips to travel over the top of the stick like that. And I can kind of demonstrate a little bit of it. I've got two videos of her um, doing this. So this was in one practice, and this is the first one where she's a little bit too close, and she drives that. Let me get it up here. So this is her step, and see how close or how far away from her hips she is. Now that foot should be really close to or underneath the hips at this point, and she's out front. So it's literally like a pole vault motion when that plant is and then the hips rise. Now she's on a 21-inch hurdle here because I wanted her to be very aggressive to the hurdle. And it just kind of eliminates the fear factor having that hurdle just a little bit lower, and it eliminates the mistakes on the crossing mechanics up top. So I dropped that hurdle down a little bit for her so she would compensate for her aggressiveness. When she was aggressive like this, that's when she started to reach for the hurdle here, and she has force impact in front of the hips with that foot, and then that drives the hips up in the air over the top of the hurdle. She's able to compensate a little bit for her by driving the knee and having a really effective press. She's got that free side down, so she's not over rotated up top. She comes off of the hurdle in a really good position. Ankle, knee, and hip all are underneath each other, which is what we want her to be. And then she's straight up into sprint position off of that. But again, we can get even better and stop scrubbing time off of here with this step and rise of the hips here. And then we worked on it a little bit more the rest of this practice, and then um, I had her go again, and I videoed her. So and I had it at a different angle because I wanted to see what was happening with this wrap arm side, or I'm sorry, with the freeze arm side. So here she goes here, and you can kind of see it as she accelerates through. She really jabs the foot down. It's not perfect, but it's a ton better. And you can see that she's getting lower hip height here. So I'm going to stop it and slow it down here. Let me get her up on that hurdle really quick. And as you can see, now this is going to be her two steps before. Her hips are high at this point. She's got force impact underneath. I would like her hips to be a little bit higher. This is not the perfect position for her to be in. Her knee is kind of mushed or bent in. I would like that knee to be straight and those hips to be higher. But watch what she does with this chop step. It rotates through below the knee and jabs right down to the track. And that's much closer than where she was before on that last. So if I speed it up a little bit, you're going to see that. Now she does still get hip height, but it's not anywhere close to where it was before. Again, we're looking at a lower hurdle height, so it gives the effect that she's got a really high hurdle height. But on a 30-inch or 33, what she'll be doing in high school, she's going to be right on top. And as you can see, when she jabs the foot down, the travel is more along before the hips reach. and then she falls off of the hurdle very quickly. So she gets touched down off of the hurdle in the same way. Look at that. That ankle, that knee, that hip, and almost those shoulders are already up in the sprint position, which is where we want her. So she rotates through really well, force impact again, ankle, knee, hip are right in place, and she's attacking the next hurdle. Now, she does make a small mistake here by reaching for the hurdle on 2, and she should be hips high and attacking in sprint. She should be a sprinter at this point, not a hurdler. And then she reaches out here dramatically, and now we've got another situation where her hips are going to really rise again. And we want to eliminate that on the second hurdle. Now I've got that second hurdle really discounted and lowered as well. And the reason why I want to do that is to make sure that she practices that push off of the hurdle as much as possible, even though our focus is going to be on that first hurdle. I want to make sure we always are practicing the push off of the hurdle to be able to get to the next hurdle. So as you can see, we've been working on that chop step, but that's what I mean, is to kind of get that foot down away from the hurdle and then attack it with a great press, good knee, good heel to the stick, wrap arm, could be just a tad bit better, more at the hip, but it's not bad. That eliminates that over rotation so that when she pulls through the trail leg and she punches back up on the other side, that forces those hips high. So that's kind of what I got on the chop step here. I may make a couple more videos specifically, maybe on some drill work that you could do to try to work on getting that chop step. Most athletes, when they do it, they're doing it without even noticing it. But it's the ones that can't seem to get that foot down and feel it. That's where you really need to start working on the drill work to get that foot down. All right, that's all I've got for today. If you have any questions, just reach out to me on the link at the bottom. And if you feel the need and want to, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like, and have a great afternoon.